Rob's from South Africa originally, and he is working on his doctorate on transformational leadership. Has been a part of Westfall Speakers, Transformed Leader. Seems like you're starting things all the time. And what I know about you is you care about leaders, but you care about transformation in people.
Like, it's just really hard. Like, I can inspire you with a concept, but I can bring passion because I've experienced it.
What do we do in this season of quarantine and crazy feelings?
We're all picking somewhere on the spectrum to freak out and it's all going to burn, or to have this kind of blind hope, faith, and trust that everything's going to be amazing. Well, everything's not amazing for everyone right now.
Right.
So there's a tension.
And so that's the whole thing of this work, is like, how do we channel who we are? And out of my story, my story is a story of change. And I've really grabbed that. And now I want to offer that to other people. So anything I share and shape there's intellect attached to some of that, but honestly, it's experience and it's passion. Don't get me started, Brad.
I already did. Here we go. All right.
So what would be some of the feelings that we should be honest about in this season, you think, as you're watching our world?
So I would say we all need to get really good at grief. Okay, so grief is more of a process, but grief comes from loss. And it's impossible not to acknowledge the fact that we have all lost several things. Well, grief and loss comes because you know how to be sad. So sadness is a feeling.
Wow.
How are you feeling? Gosh, I'm afraid. Well, don't be afraid. No. I am afraid. Like I'm sad. I'm angry. Like I'm lonely. Like, and all of a sudden you're starting to catch up to your insides. Like, what do I want? What do I need?
So if you don't realize how sad you are right now, well, no, we're fine. We're going to be fine. Okay. Well, that's you trying to avoid sadness, because we don't want to be sad. We all want to be happy. Right. Well, happy is not the opposite of sadness. Happy is more of essential form of gladness. But if you think of what gladness is, deep gladness can only be experienced if you're willing to be sad.
Yeah.
Now, change itself is hard, but have you ever had a forced change? It's one thing to have a disease that maybe slowly takes your life and you can begin to cater to the change. It's another thing to get a phone call and something dramatic has happened. Well, we are in a forced change right now.
Fear is an easy one. Anxiety is tied to fear. Oh, I'm really anxious. Okay, you're just really afraid. Okay, like really, really afraid.
Right.
I keep raging. Okay, you're really, really, really afraid.
Sometimes it sucks to be human. Like, sometimes in the marketplace, we want to be machines, right? And that's what I had become. When my wife confronted me, it was the fact that I had become more of a machine than a human. And it's understandable, because the marketplace wants delivery. And we figure, well, who cares what you feel? Who cares what you even think sometimes? Or who cares what you need? Who cares what you want? Just get it done.
So catching up to yourself is knowing what you feel when you walk into a room. Catch up to yourself is knowing how you feel when you woke up today. And if you're not caught up to yourself, we all typically either overfunction or underfunction.
Well, then we went over to Seoul with Jack, or Gandalf, and and Jack took us up onto a mountain, and he fire hosed us with perspective, because that's what the soul is. It's perspective. It's meaning.
None of us want to be in a situation in our lives where we don't know what's happening, and yet we've all been thrown into that.
Now, it's pretty tough in a crisis to find meaning, but if you don't stop long enough and pause, the soul is like, okay, what is happening here? Not mind, not trying to figure it out. Soul is perspective. It's like, let me see the whole lay of the land. Like, we're not going to snap out of the last few months. So what choice do you have but to begin to lean into heart and soul?